Welcome to the podcast that matters. I'm Willem Gous. I'm your guest on this podcast today, and I am the entrepreneur whisperer. So I go into townships in South Africa, get unemployed people to start a business without external funding, and the business makes enough money to financially sustain themselves. If you're looking to start a business or grow a business, this is the podcast for you.
Thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for that. Willem, how's it going, man?
It's going very well. Thank you for having me. Hello, everyone.
It's really a pleasure having you on this podcast today. It's
Thank you.
really a pleasure, and also just to not try to make the podcast a bit long on. Could you please Willem, just tell us more about who Willem is? What who is Willem actually?
Thank you for that. Good question.
Yeah.
So I'm Willem Gous from the Human Entrepreneur, and I've been an entrepreneur for 25 years, which makes me completely unemployable. I have my master's in information systems management, been in the online industry since 96.
Okay.
I started out in the manufacturing industry, and I also have won multiple awards for my creative work in the creative industries. So I play on a wild scale of things.
Okay.
I am also a firewalking instructor, helping people smash through limiting beliefs. And then lastly, I live in Johannesburg with my son. I'm a single father raising a beautiful 14-year-old boy.
Okay. That's really actually amazing, and also, what actually led you to become an entrepreneur?
Well, very good. My dad always had his own businesses. I didn't
Okay.
know anything else, so we always did that. And my mom also encouraged us to do our own things the whole time. So the household was such a culture that, you want to do something, go and do it. Go
Yeah.
get something. And I realized early on that I'm not necessarily good at taking orders from somebody else.
Okay.
I thought I'd rather give the orders. Although I must say I'm a very good leader when the time demands it. I will follow a great leader anyway. But for
Okay.
me, I needed the flexibility and control over my life, which I really employ. I mean, my son is now second year in high school, but when he was still in primary school, I would not have face-to-face meetings in the afternoon. I would drop him off at school, do face-to-face meetings, do other work, and then fetch him from school, be at home in the afternoons if he needed
Okay.
me. So I consciously held back my business in order for that to happen and for me to have that. So here I am today.
Okay. And which is amazing, and I have to say that, because it's rare to actually find fathers that go to that specific end for their children. That to me is, it's really really inspiring. And I hope to be like you when I have my own children.
Mm.
You know.
The important thing is to find the right wife if you can. You know what?
Okay.
It's because it's a team thing. I know the world is trying to tell us that we're
Yeah,
not compatible and against each other. That's the biggest load of whatever. But yeah, in South Africa, only 4% of men get their children.
that's
Only
true.
4%. So there's a lot of discrimination against fathers, which is
Mm,
sad. Mm.
yeah, and so, what just to divert to that, what were some of the early challenges that you basically faced when you started your business, and also how did you actually overcome them?
Well, that is a lot of questions in one sentence.
Okay.
So I think I was 29 when I just decided, screw this. And I resigned. And next morning I woke up and I thought to myself, what the hell am I going to do? and I didn't know. I didn't plan for this, which is a bit stupid
Okay.
thinking back, but you know what? It happens. And one thing, and I'm glad you asked, how did you overcome that? A lot of people misunderstand entrepreneurship. Entrepreneurship has very little to do with building a business. In fact, it has the smallest amount of entrepreneurship is about building the business. Has nothing, very little to do with it. Everything is to do about you, because your business is a manifestation of your thinking. And if your business is stinking, it's usually stinking thinking that's lead to a stinking business. So
Okay.
it's a personal development journey. It's not a build a business journey. And as you go through it, you will find challenges. And one thing that I've learned, so I've been on a personal development journey now for 17 years. So I've probably done more than 20,000, 25,000 hours of personal development.
Okay.
And one thing that I've learned, any obstacle or challenge that you overcome now comes back later, bigger and badder, until you learn to overcome that again, and it will come. It's a continuous cycle. So where
Okay.
you initially struggle to approach customers and go like, "Hi, I'm Willem, would you like to buy my product?" That type of thing. Then you overcome it and you easily talk to people. That's quite nice. But now you start selling more expensive stuff, more complex products and service, and then you into a higher level of your customer, and you're facing that same challenge again, and then at the next level, and the next level, and the next level. So don't think the fact that you've overcome something that you have overcame it. Nope. It will come back to you again, bigger, badder, and that's the cycle. If I may quote what's his name, Mufasa, it's the
Okay.
circle of life. And that's the circle of life for an entrepreneur. So for me, how do you overcome this? And the best way, a few things. Number one, you need to develop an awareness of self. So I met this one guy, I was coaching him in my private coaching business.
Okay.
And whenever he faced challenges, he would start yawning, go like, "Oh, I think this is a tough question." So that's his subconscious trying to protect him from looking at something in his life that he's not wanting to. So we had a gentleman's agreement. As soon as he yawns, I go for the jugular and I really push on that point. And having an awareness, what are the things, what are the tools that you use to withhold growth from yourself? Because it's uncomfortable. It's difficult. And that takes time to develop that awareness. But also surround yourself with people who do not agree with you.
Okay.
So I have friends, most of my friends don't know each other, and they will never get along together either, because they're completely different people. But few of my friends immediately agree with me with whatever comes out of my mouth. They're like, that's a stupid idea. That's nice. I like that. Well, when you support yourself with people who just love you, fanboys, and they agree with everything, they will help you navigate into an iceberg. So be careful of that. So surround yourself with people who do not agree with you, who
Okay.
challenge you, and also start developing self-awareness. Become aware. When a lot of people will tell me, I have no routine. No, you absolutely have a routine. It's what you have now. Everybody has a routine. It's just look
Okay.
at the results that your routine is giving you. And you are not changing the routine. When people say, I'm not taking consistent action, I said, no, you are. You're consistently inconsistent. So that's the action that you take. Not taking action is also taking an action.
Okay. Which is an interesting way to actually look at it, and you actually mentioned that some people, they say that they don't have a routine, when in reality they have a routine, which is what they are doing. That is really interesting, because that was me 2 years, I think 2 years ago. No, actually, no. It was in New Year's Eve. I was
Yes.
actually I actually did a vlog, and I was saying this very same that you were saying, that uh, on my side, I don't have a routine, right? And as I was saying this, I'm saying that I don't have a routine, because most of what you would see other entrepreneurs sharing with you, they would say that a routine that you need to have, wake up at 5 o'clock, you need to go to the gym, you need to do this, and those kinds of things. And now, if they simply made it seem like, if what you are doing is not what they are doing, then you're not doing the right thing. And I was actually saying this on the vlog. It's interesting that you actually are saying this. It really is interesting. and
Yeah, I want to
and
comment on that. Yeah, once you're done.
okay,
Yeah.
no, I'm done. No, I'm done. You can.
So here's the thing. Two things. Most people have a routine. They wake up, they check their phone, and then they YouTube and social media and everything else. How the hell can you allow the world to come into your mind if you have not prepared your mind to face the world? So
Okay.
don't do that. Okay? Because most people have a routine that doesn't serve them, a routine that doesn't help them move forward. But most people have no idea where they're moving forward because of the work that I do in townships. So I take unemployed people in a township and I get them to start a profitable business in 5 weeks without external funding.
Okay.
And most people have no idea what it takes and what they want. I mean, last year I had one guy going like, no, I'm going to start a business in a township and make 12 billion rand of profit. I'm like, dude,
Okay.
really, stop smoking your socks. Okay. What did you drink before you came to class? And then I had another guy, now I'm going to make $20.1 billion. No, you're not. No, you're not. I can guarantee that type of stuff to you. So it's about having an actual routine and know how this routine helps me get to where I want to go. Okay. But first of all, foremost, you need to know where you are going. Second of all, be careful of listening to people's advice about morning procedures. Because I didn't come up with this term, but I do like it. But and I like the way that he described it. We said, stop changing your religion the whole time.
Okay.
Because you might have a morning procedure that works for you, but then you hear, oh, but this guy does that. So maybe I should do that. And maybe I should do that. And you're changing your procedures the whole time instead of looking what works for you. Always ask yourself, is this process that I'm following serving me? If not, change it. If it does, keep it. Why do you want to
Okay.
change it? Do that. And I have a very strict morning routine, and even before going to bed routine, which I've been following for many, many years, but I do make adjustments every now and then.
Okay.
Hmm.
And I was actually going to ask you to tell us about that routine, right? But you actually mentioned something to me that was interesting, which was that sometimes this thing of entrepreneurship, and people giving out different values to people, they tend to stop the things that they are doing, right, when they are working perfectly for them. So now I was actually going to ask you, could you tell us a bit about your routine? But at the very same time, I have this thing in my mind that is saying, if that routine is being shared, aren't they actually going to implement it and leave what they are doing at the very same time? You know?
Very good question. And here's the thing again, everyone choose who you listen to.
Okay.
So hear what I say, think about it, and make the choice if you want to listen to it, my advice or not.
Okay.
Instead of just blindly following, because you can take an element of my stuff and ask yourself, will this serve my purpose? Will it serve me and my journey where I'm going forward? Does that make sense?
Perfectly makes sense.
Brings back to my original point, having an awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So at night, I don't care about the blue light stuff and things that people talk
Yeah.
about. So what I do is, but I'm very mindful of what I read or watch before I go to bed. Because have you noticed what you watch on YouTube or what you read, you take into your dream state? And that's a dangerous thing.
And that's true, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know.
And so what I do is I'm aware of what I put in my mind before I go to bed. But before I switch the lights off, I do my gratitude journal. I just go like, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for that, and grateful for everything else that goes with it.
Okay.
And then as I fall asleep, I just think about all the great things that have happened in my business, in my life today. So I'm very happy with that. So very deep sleep after that. I don't sleep with an alarm now for close to 17 years. So I go to bed at
Okay.
10:30 at night, and I'll wake up anything from 2 o'clock, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. So usually I wake up at 3 o'clock. I meditate for 12 minutes, and then I do my gratitude journal. First thing that I do, review my vision board and goals, looking at that, and then read a little bit and do some personal development work on that. And only
Okay.
after that will I start working.
Okay. And which is really, really amazing. I have to say that.
Thank
It's
you.
the fact that you know you are able to wake up at around 3, you know. I think on my specific side that is something that I would simply say that I would have it's not something that, or actually it's something that I could do, but it would be really hard to actually get to that
Well, for
specific
me,
point.
I don't sleep with an alarm. So when my body wakes up, I get up. So this morning, I slept in a bit. So I only woke up at 4:30, which is quite late for me. And
But-
that's fine, so I don't set an alarm because I let my body tell me when we've rested enough. So that's my rule into that as well. And I don't
Okay.
like to gym in the mornings. Okay. So
Okay.
usually what I do is let's say I wake up at 3, I do my stuff, 3:30 I start working. And then I run through it and I do work sessions and I work. Take my son to school, we'll make him breakfast, take him to school, come back, and then I'll go for an hour walk
Okay.
and then come back. Because by then I've already had 3 hours of productive work with it. So I can afford that. But also
Okay.
sometimes I will meet customers at the country club and we do a walking meeting. So we walk around the golf course and
Okay.
have meetings. So now I get my exercise in plus having a meeting.
Mm.
But
Okay.
please don't think that I'm this super productivity guy, okay? No. It's just how I organize my life. I'm very unproductive as well. And that's okay. Okay.
Okay.
Don't think that you will have an 8-hour productive day every day. If you do, you're going to burn yourself out. The
True.
best you can do, if you can do 3 hours of focused work every day, your business will grow. Because
Okay.
the rest is just going to be filled with who knows, things go wrong, so that's a great thing to do. Just try to aim for 3 hours of productive work in a day. If you can do that, so I do it in the morning. Like today, my first meeting started at 8:30. I've been in meetings the whole day. My last meeting finishes tonight at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
Luckily, I have some time to cook dinner in between and have dinner with my son. And then from 8 o'clock till 10 o'clock, I'll work again.
Okay. And
Yeah,
and it
because meetings are not necessarily work. Keep that in
mm,
mind.
true.
Don't
True.
confuse meetings with doing work.
That's true. That's really true. And thank you for actually clarifying that, you know. Thank you for clarifying that. And
Pleasure.
so yeah, and so now as you've mentioned that, so sometimes you actually get to do your meetings while just walking with your buddies in the country club, and with that being said, would you say that it makes it a bit easier for you to actually work when you uh doing it that way, or
Well, for me, it's just how can I combine productive time? Actually, the walking meetings now, a friend of mine and I are testing a new program in the next 2 weeks. We'll take executives for
mm,
walks and coaching sessions. Because although he's my best friend, we are diametrically opposed to most things. The one
okay,
thing we're consistently standing on the same foot is you start with a human. That's why it's called the human entrepreneur. I don't build businesses, I build people that build businesses.
okay,
So we'll always start with the human side, and now we're going to test it, get 3 or 4 executives out, do that, interview them afterwards, and go like, how did it work? What do you think? What's the value out of that? And then possibly create a product out of it. Nice.
that's you. It's very, very nice. And also, you actually said something which was, um a lot of times when you work the whole day, you tend to get burnt out, right? and
Mm,
and yes, and that was something that we did actually talk about on the podcast, when we had Tim, right? And yeah, and that was something that we tried to get deep into, um because a lot of people, they tend to, even myself, I was part of those people, just to
mm,
clarify that part, you know where you would hear these entrepreneurs say that you need to do a 12-hour day, you need to work all day or all night, and to a point where now those are things that most people actually now do, as I'm actually talking to you right now. Those are things that people do, when that happens, it is very, very easy to actually get burnt out, like for instance, I was as I was mentioning to you, I was talking to Tim. I was telling Tim that I'm actually building a course, right, as I'm actually talking to you right now. I'm building a course that is for home improvement company owners, just how they can be able to run their own ads and get jobs for themselves, right? Without having to hire agencies and stuff like that. Right. So I'm building that course to a point where now, and now to a point where I really got to a point where I just couldn't sleep, I couldn't sleep
mm,
because my mind was always thinking about the next thing.
mm,
What can I improve here, and what can I not improve? And I was actually talking to him about this, and he said that, and he gave me actually a technique that I should use to be able to sleep, right? And of which I actually implemented it, and
mhm,
and now and now what I'm trying to get to by this is that um sometimes it gets to that point where you need to, you know you need to do that, and
mm,
and and when it's a need, sometimes it's a need, you need to actually do it. But sometimes it gets to a point where you people tend to do it just because they heard entrepreneurs saying that for you to succeed, you need to do these 12-hour working days, you need to do the,
mm,
but yeah, that is actually something that I wanted to add to what you were saying,
mm. Okay. No, no, that's fine. So the fact that somebody else is doing it doesn't mean you should do it. Okay. Here's the important thing. Stop comparing yourself. This is your business. This is your life. This is your stuff. Okay. If
Okay.
somebody tells me, I get so irritated with these, your typical cookie cutter approach business coach. Oh, you need to work on your business, not in your business. Says who?
Yes.
Who says that is how? If I don't want my business to be scalable, it's my choice. If I don't want to work on my business and work in my business, it's my choice. My life, I'm in charge, not you. The fact that you judge a business as a certain shape and way doesn't make it right. Is there one way to raise kids? No. Is there one way to build a company? No. Build it how you want it, your business. They can go and take a long walk on a short pier.
Okay. And thank you for sharing that. And also, what are some common mistakes that you've noticed that some new entrepreneurs are making when they are starting their businesses, and how can they actually avoid those mistakes?
Okay, there are many mistakes. The biggest is number one, you don't need funding to start a business. You don't. Please stop wasting your time. Okay. Ignore this lean startup thing. What's my MVP? I need to pitch. No, you don't need to pitch. Pitching contest should be banned throughout Africa.
Okay.
It kills entrepreneurial potential because everybody thinks if I only have a good idea, people will throw money at me. No, they won't. No, they won't. You know how many entrepreneurs I've coached that said, I've won multiple pitch contests. And they're like, really? Did you get the money? They're like, no. Okay, cool. You got a participatory certificate. Okay. And that means you were the best of all the bad ideas. Ooh, they don't like that. But it's the truth. So
Yeah.
instead of trying to pitch to investors and thinking that somebody will throw millions at you, no, they won't, because you do not have the skill to manage millions. Talk to customers instead. Pitch to customers. Go like, hey, do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? Do you want to buy this? Okay. Because
True.
they're doing marketing and pitching instead of freaking selling. Sell, 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 and sell some more. That's what you should be doing.
Okay.
Because even if you have a registered business and you submitted stuff for funding, oh, I hate that word. Okay. And you have no customers, you have no business, you have nothing. Nothing. Go and build a business, get customers, sell to them, make money, save money, fund your own business.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And everybody wants to, but I need premises. And no, you don't. So I need this. Okay. No, how can he, like one guy said to me, no, I want to start my own private school brand. I said, how can he start small? No, I'm going to start with 100 people. I go, no. How do you start with 10 without premises?
True.
Yeah. Start with 10. Get 10 pupils, get 10 parents to buy into your dream and go like, this is why it's going to be different. And you do it with them.
Mm.
You might save them a year of school fees or 50% of the normal school fees that they pay. You still make some money. You test if the idea works. But no, every guy in the township wants to go like, yes, I need enough money to buy a G-Wagon and this. And then when it fails, it financially ruins me forever. And then they complain about, no, I didn't have enough funding. No, you have not learned to do the work yet. And that's the other thing. And also, you do not need access to market. Okay.
Okay.
Please stop wasting people's time and bandwidth on my eardrums, going like, I need access to market. No, you know why? Because
Why?
nobody on my programs that I do in townships at all ever complain about access to market. You know why? Because they do the
Why?
work. You don't have customers, you don't have access to market because you're not taking the actions. You need access to action.
Okay.
Pick up the phone, email people. When I always ask people, Willem, I need access to market. Really, how many customers did you reach out to? No, a lot. How many in
What?
the past month? 5? Really? I connect on LinkedIn and reach out to people 30 to 40 a day. Okay, I'm consistently WhatsApping people, making plans.
Mm.
That's what I'm doing. So that's the thing. So those are the two mistakes. Sitting and waiting for funding is not going to come. The fact that you have a good idea. I have 50 brilliant business ideas in the first 2 nanoseconds that I open my eyes in the morning. Okay.
Sure.
Business ideas mean nothing. Zip, nada, zilch. Okay. You know what makes a difference? Execution.
Okay.
I might have an idea for an amazing food and takeaway. Yeah, everybody has that. But the difference comes in execution. Are you doing it? Stop talking about it and start doing it.
Okay.
Mm.
And
So
and
that's
and
the mistakes that they make.
yeah, and you've shared how they can avoid them, which is you've shared some of the most important things that entrepreneurs need to get out of their minds, because even in terms of that specific part of the funding, just to add to that, and with me, and one thing about me is that I will share stories about me or people that I know, right? Just
Mhm.
to clear, so basically, if even with me, just to confirm what you are saying, when I started my own business, right, I didn't go out there looking for funding, right? And I didn't sit down and wait for funding to come to me, right? I had to stand up and I had to go out there and look for the opportunities, right? And at the end of the day, I actually got those opportunities, which I wouldn't have gotten if I was sitting down and
Mhm.
just waiting for people to just keep on, and of which now I've done that. uh, I'm at a better point than where I was before, right?
Mhm.
I have my businesses, and I actually now am at a point where I can be able to start investing in other businesses due to what? Due to the fact that I executed, what you actually said, and I actually know a lot of people that are even right now still saying they want to start a business. They want to start a business. They want to start but they never do that, because
Mhm.
they're waiting for that right idea to actually come, which is never gonna be, even if you have that idea, as you mentioned, if you're not
Mhm.
executing it, if you're not doing anything about it, then it's pretty much useless. You can keep that
Mhm.
idea to yourself for all we care. You know, so just to I just wanted to add to what you were saying. You know, e- Execution is the most important thing, especially for especially for um people that, let me not say people, but for us, the younger generation, because when I was growing up, I used to hear people saying that the younger generation are the future, of the world. But now it's rare to even hear someone actually saying that. You know, I don't know if most people actually notice that, but it's rare to hear someone saying the youth is the future. Be- it's really
Because
it's
I've
rare.
met the youth, and the youth are not doing anything. They're sitting and waiting for somebody to come, give them money, give them funding, give them opportunity, give them everything. And I can say that because I work in townships. I take this face into a township,
Mm,
and I work with unemployed people there. And most of them sit and think, no, this will happen. No, it's not. No, it is not. You need to take action. There's
yeah.
one thing I must, in defense of the youth.
Okay.
When I do my training, I'm not the magic. I'm not the guy who gets that. I'm simply showing people the potential that they have. That's all that I'm doing. And I show people. And I have seen the amazing potential that is in the youth once they shift into the right mindset and they
Okay.
take action. But this thinking that the fact that you want to start a business, people should support you. No, they're not. No. Why would you? So yeah, there is potential, but they need to take action.
Yeah. Yeah. And then can you share some effective strategies for scaling a business from ground up?
What does scaling mean in your sense? Help me understand that first. What do you mean by scaling?
Okay. So by scaling, I simply mean that um a person, for and just to be specific about it,
Mm-hmm.
um what I simply mean is that, let's say for instance, me right now, right, I'm running a small business, right, and I am trying to grow this business from where it is to become something bigger than what it is, right?
Mm-hmm.
So um Yeah. So basically by scaling that's what I simply mean.
So
For me
scaling
as
to what end? Do you want to become a listed entity? Do you want to be national? Do you want to be international? Scaling to what end? This
okay.
is the key thing. Scaling, just like innovation,
Yeah.
is it's used too much. Scale a business. To
Yeah.
what? To 10 people, to 20 people, to 50 people. When people go, no, to be a multinational, you have no idea what you're thinking about and you're smoking your socks. Okay?
Okay.
It's too big. It's too audacious. You're never going to reach it because it doesn't scare you. Okay? If you're going to scale a business, you are how many people in your business currently? One. Yes? Am I right?
In my business.
Yeah. How many
In
people in
mine
your business?
we are
Yeah.
about five, and then we also have contractors at the very same time.
Okay, cool. 5 people. Now the thing is, how might I take this to 25? See, that makes it real because you can see that and think to yourself, okay, this is interesting. Okay, what type of leader do I need to become? Because things that I used to control, I won't be able to control at that level. I have to trust and develop people to control that for me. So here's the thing is, what type of leader do you need to become? Again, it comes back to my original statement, has little to do with business development, has everything to do with personal development.
Okay.
So who's the leader that you need to become in order to do this? Do you
Okay.
have people management skills? Do you have development skills? Do you have the needed leadership skills? What will the money be on that level? Do you know how to handle such money? How will you do that?
Mm.
So the scaling has little to do with the business. Is whom do you have to become in order to have such a business? And are you prepared to make those shifts? Because here's an interesting thing. One of my mentors, he said to me, Willem, it's always been easy to build a business that generates a few million. And I agree with him. He says, but when my business broke through 10 million, he says, my thinking had to shift the whole time. And when it hit 25 million, I had to change it again. When it hit 50 million, it was a massive shift for me. And when I hit 100 million, my thinking even had to shift even more. Because here's the thing. So now on 100 million, you need to, as a leader, lead this business so that it can consistently generate 100 million Rand of value. You need to be on your game. But he also said to me, what used to be when he was young, now somebody says, I have a 5 million Rand order. Now he gets that phone call. Hi, got a 5 million Rand order. Okay, cool. Let me just put you through to Susan.
Okay.
Yes, because now he has systems and people in place. But can you see it's a step process?
Okay.
Yeah, it's a step process. Has little to do with the business. It's about you. Because if you have stinking thinking and you take that from 5 million to 25 million, that business will burn. It'll explode. It happens so often because we as an entrepreneur are not prepared for that level of thinking. That's why throwing money at somebody's business idea, funding them.
Mm.
Like I always tell people, you don't have money because you don't know how to work with money, and now you have the audacity to ask me for money. I wouldn't trust that. So you need to become that. You need to do everything and understand and get through the development process. It's not a business development process. It's a personal development process.
Okay.
Does that
And
answer your question?
it answers the question. It answers the
Thank
question.
you.
Yeah. And and then also now, um, how can businesses effectively utilize social media, right? And also digital marketing to grow their customer base.
Okay, cool. Social media and all of those things can't grow your business unless you understand
Okay.
your customer, because there's too many things out there. Just install this funnel, just run this funnel, automate funnel automation and sales automation. Lies, 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 and more lies. You know why? Because if you don't know what the language is that your customer uses, how do you know what language to use in your marketing funnel?
Mm.
So before you can do that, go and talk to 30 or 40 or 50 potential customers. Go like, hi, you know what? Just doing research and understand the language that they use so that you can use the language back at them. So if you look at my side hustle success 4-week program, and I speak there to employed people and go like, how to successfully start your side hustle in 30 days without risking everything. That's
Okay.
the words that they use when I interview them. I'm afraid of losing all my money. Okay, cool. I'm going to help you do this without running the risk of losing all your money. So
Okay.
that's it. And second of all, marketing is not sales. Do not think that marketing will generate money. It doesn't.
True.
Sales does. Yeah.
True. Marketing gets you out there, but how you convert it, it's all up to.
And maybe you can comment on that, but in my experience working with thousands of entrepreneurs, is most people use social media marketing as a buffer, a safety buffer for them not having to face a customer that can potentially say no to them.
True.
It's easier to post something than walk up to somebody and be like, hey, how you doing? I got this thing. Check this stuff out. And they go, no, it's not there. So it's usually a front behind what they can hide. And because it creates busyness. It creates the illusion that I'm taking the right action. But you know in your heart of hearts that you're not.
True.
Because most entrepreneurs hate sales. They don't like sales. But they are absolutely brilliant at selling an idiotic idea to ourselves. They're like, oh, this is going to work. People are going to love this. And you're like, no, they're not.
That's true. That's true. I can also attest to that. Because one thing about, because, and also just to also clarify, one thing about me is that I I work with that specific side, you know. So what you are saying, it's actually something that is really, really true, you know. Even on my side, to actually get to where I needed to get to, it meant that I had to take sales. And one thing about sales is that anything can be thrown at you, right? How you actually how you actually respond back to it, it is what I would say makes you different from others, right? And it's possibly what could make you at the very same time um get that sale, you know. And the reason why I'm actually saying this is because sometimes in terms of selling, right, in terms of sales basically, right, when you are marketing, as I did mention, you are trying to get you're trying to get brand awareness, so you're trying to get your product to in front of people, right? um but then now, when you get to those people at the very same time, you might need to convert those people through sales, right? And it you know, so as much as people might be afraid of sales basically, right? But without sales, your business won't actually go anywhere, right?
Fully agree. And we're always selling the whole time. I'm
True,
selling myself now. You're selling yourself. You'll always be selling.
true,
And you have to realize it is one of the most important life skills, and you can never avoid it. If you want to hire a salesperson, no, because then you haven't learned how to sell your own product, and when they leave, your businesses collapse.
true.
That's why you have to work in your business for the first few years so you can understand and learn everything that makes the business work.
That's absolutely true. And just to divert from that question, you know, it's just I don't know, it's just a pity that um I keep on making these podcast interviews an hour long, because an hour is never enough from what I tend to notice now. An hour is never enough. And that specific part, it's something that I'm starting to not like now at this point.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, just to try and ask you other questions, because I'm looking at the time now and it's about it's almost 9 minutes,
Mm.
you know, until the so yes. So now basically what qualities do you believe are essential for effective leadership in a business?
Humility and honesty.
Most
And
important
it's
ones.
not necessary to the people outside. Humility and honesty to self. Okay. Remember, you're the business leader.
Okay.
You are the true north. If somebody's not in alignment with you, get rid of them. Do not carry dead weight. If people can't see your vision, they don't buy into your vision, let go of them. Move on. You are the most important person in that business.
Okay. And there's this saying that I won't say it the way that I've heard it, but it says something around if or higher, it's fire fast, right? And
Yeah.
higher,
Marry
yeah,
slow, fire divorce quickly.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that one. Marry very slowly. Take your time. And divorce in a matter of days. If we can do it in hours, even better. Yeah,
Yeah,
no. Get rid as quick as possible.
and that I've also grown to understand, and as you've just stated, I think it is one of the most important things that you can do. um you know
Mm.
and then also, how can businesses manage their cash flow effectively to actually ensure long-term sustainability?
Oh, good question. Coming back to my original thing about access to market, you need access to consistent action.
Okay.
Because if you're not consistently, even if I work the whole day and everything else, I'm still reaching out to people. If still my order book is full, I still reach out to people
Okay.
because that's how you keep it going. So let me explain this. You don't have any kids, do you, currently?
No.
Okay, cool. Now imagine it's Monday. It's Monday today, and my son's sitting down for dinner, and I say, here's a big meal and eat well because I'll give you food again on Thursday. So now I just give my son food on Monday night, and I'm not going to give him any food until Thursday. Would you do that to your kid?
No.
No, it's stupid. It's going to die, most probably. Okay? But we do that to our business. Why? Why do you think it doesn't fly when I work with a kid, but it's okay to do it to my business? Your business is going to die. And then we go like, I don't know what happened. The market wasn't right. No, you killed it. You killed it through being consistently inconsistent.
Okay.
Mm.
and
And that's
and
how you sort cash flow out.
okay. And then also, can you share some tips on budgeting and financial planning for small businesses?
Well, financial plan, you know what? I work on micro enterprises. That's my favorite.
Okay.
95% of all businesses in the world are micro. That's less than 10 people. So you're a micro entrepreneur. You have a micro business.
Okay.
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 So the most important thing that I can help you with cash flow management is to, at that level, have your own bank account. The company must have its own bank account.
Okay.
That's the most important thing. Divide the two. Don't buy takeaways out of your company or anything like that. Keep the company clean. Because at that stage, if you had to apply for any type of loan or something, they're going to go like, hang on, this guy bought drinks for him and his buddies, and the books look messy. So I have a
Mm,
company where I do that, where it buys almost everything for me. But
mm.
my other company, I keep clean. Okay. So get your own bank account and actually have a relationship with your accountant. Most people speak to their accountant once a month, which is useless. Okay.
Okay.
So you need to do management, marketing, and sales every day. And every day look at this and go like, am I on the right track? That's it. But if you think about your business, how often do you sit and think about your business from a management perspective? Often?
Every single day, every time.
Okay. Most people don't. They just hang on, I need to serve this client. I need to serve this client. Then you go like, what happened to the year? Most
I
people are unconscious in the business. They're sleeping.
mm,
Mm.
okay. And also, um, you also mentioned that you actually have a book, that
Mm.
that teaches people how to make a side
Start a
hustle,
side hustle, yes.
to start a side
Mm.
hustle, right? And could you please share a bit about that book?
Okay, so this is the book. Side Hustle Success, a low-cost, low-risk way to make more money in 5 easy steps. And it was written for Africa.
Okay,
Simple and straightforward. It teaches 5 things. How do you start a business? Why? No, why do you start a business? How do you start a business? How do you get customers with money? How do you
okay,
overcome fear, rejection, and demotivation? And lastly, how do you build a rhythm of success? So it's a brilliant book. It's simple and straightforward. It's practical.
okay.
And you
And
can get
and
it on Amazon or get the print copy from me at thehumanentrepreneur.org.
okay, I will be leaving the links down below. Um,
Mm.
yeah, and
Just not
also
my phone number.
you're gonna say?
Not my phone number.
No, no, bro. Yeah, definitely not your phone number. Yeah, and also, you did mention that, in on the 1st of July, right? Yes, on the
Yes, it might be the
yes,
1st of July or the second Monday. I'm starting a 4-week program where
yeah,
you will build your side hustle in 30 days. So it's going to be 2 online sessions per week for an hour and a half. Looking for a small group. Reach out to me if you look at that. I've discounted it because I'm testing it.
okay,
So you're going to build your side hustle. So the first 5 sessions, session 1, we covered chapter 1 in the book, session 2, chapter 2 in the book, etc. So you do the work and you
mm,
build your side hustle and you get mentorship and coaching in the last 3 sessions, just pure mentorship and coaching. It's a lot of value that you get for that.
yeah, and
Mm.
and and I would highly suggest that, um, any of you guys that want to make a side hustle, to start a side hustle, you should definitely click on the link that I will be leaving down below, right?
Thank
And
you.
yeah, and then also now, just 2 questions that I will just ask you, right?
Mm.
Um, what are some in innovative? Actually, no, let me just not ask that question since because of the time. What piece of
Mhm.
advice would you give to someone that is looking to start out on their entrepreneurial journey?
Good. Start with what you have and use that. Simple as
Okay,
that. Yeah.
okay,
Instead of
and
looking at what you don't have, look at what you do.
okay, and also looking back, right? Is there anything you would have done differently in your career?
Now I'm happy with where I am, um, because I am on the journey that I'm supposed to be, and that's okay. And I made peace with that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Thank you very much for sharing that. And also now, where can our listeners find more about you and your work?
Okay, cool. You can go to thehumanentrepreneur.org, thehumanentrepreneur.org, or find me on LinkedIn. Connect with me on LinkedIn at Willem Gous. Just search for the Human Entrepreneur. You will probably find me there. You can do that.
Okay,
Mm.
no problem. It's um, I'm actually saying this for the third time with a guest that I need to actually um get them on a second part. This 1 hour thing, it's really not working for me. I'm now
Mm-hmm.
seeing that it's not working for
Mm.
me. And yeah, so basically, Willem, thank you very much for being part of this interview, right? Thank you
Mm-hmm.
for joining me on this podcast, and thank you for agreeing to share value with the community. I thank you very much for that, and
Anytime.
hopefully, yeah, and hopefully we get you for a part 2, right, of the podcast interview.
talk to me. I'd love that. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Don't
Bye.
stop recording yet. You
Sorry?
want me to record a better intro for you quickly?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what's your podcast's name again?
It's the podcast that matters.
Okay. So I'm going to do that, and then you can just snip that in where we. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Well.